Depression. What did we learn? Welcome. This is Adam White, licensed acupuncturist, www.healthcmi.com. Today, acupuncture reduces depression and enhances SSRI performance. If you want to really take a look at the stats, go to healthcmi.com, click on news, and look for our October 2021 publication, Acupuncture Reduces Depression and Enhances SSRI Performance. Let's take a look. Researchers discovered that if people are taking SSRIs, these are serotonin reuptake inhibitor drugs, for major depression, MDD, major depression, they got results. But when they added in electroacupuncture therapy combined with the SSRI therapy, that's when treatment really began to shine. In other words, people had less symptoms of depression. That was measured on the Lowenstein Occupational Therapy Cognitive Assessment scores. And also, and this is very important, objectively, serum pro-inflammatory factors were also improved more greatly in the group receiving acupuncture in addition to standard drug therapy. So what does all this mean? First of all, if someone has major depressive disorder and they're only getting SSRI therapy, they're at a disadvantage because this study distinctly shows the electroacupuncture produces better symptomatic relief. But just as importantly, we see that the serum pro-inflammatory factors are downregulated when you add acupuncture. So this is substances in the bloodstream like IL-2, IL-1 beta, IL-6, TNF-alpha, which is tumor necrosis factor alpha. And you want those at low levels. You don't really want them too high. But what unfortunately we find with depression is these pro-inflammatory factors are abnormally high. And what acupuncture can do is down-regulate those pro-inflammatory factors. A lot of people think, well, depression is in the mind. It's somehow not a physical event. But what they don't understand is emotions and depression are very physical events that people experience. So there's a lot of biological changes occurring, and one of them is the increase of pro-inflammatory factors in the bloodstream. And this can create all sorts of physical problems in addition to the mental health care issues. And what the acupuncture is able to do is bring those inflammatory markers down. Now, the inflammatory markers are so common in patients with major depression that they're used as biomarkers of depression itself. In other words, if you have across the board raised pro-inflammatory biomarkers, one is suspect of major depression because it's typically found with it. So, great study. Basic points by Hui, Du 20, and Stomach 36, Jusan Li were the main acupuncture points, very standard acupuncture points. There were some custom points based on differential diagnostic parameters in there that they also reviewed in this study. So there was some customization. Electroacupuncture was set to 80 to 120 hertz. Good results. Bottom line on this, it's not the only study that shows that acupuncture helps patients suffering from depression. It's also not the only study showing that pro-inflammatory biomarkers are downregulated when you add acupuncture into standard therapy. Even as a standalone monotherapy, acupuncture can do that. So great study. Important. Why? Taking on mental health care in any nation, any county, any city, any household, any global scenario requires multifaceted approaches. That might be dietary, exercise, living situation, family support, so many factors. But what we know for sure is that acupuncture works And this is one of the tools that we have to combat depression. I'm Adam White, licensed acupuncturist. Thank you for listening. www.healthcmi.com.